Hey, it's Pupmeister, and today I am standing outside my little Allay hut, as you can see, because we are going to be making an Allay sorter. And I'll show you what it looks like completed in a moment, and then we will get right into building it. So let's get started. This is the Allay sorter that we will be building today. And basically you come over here, you throw in whatever stuff that you want to sort. And I'll throw in just a few stone because those are not being sorted. And as you can see, there's a 3-second delay because Allays need that in order to pick things up. If they come through too fast, they won't pick it up. And this is basically the entire build. You can, of course, build it much bigger or smaller if you want. You can turn it on or off with the lever over there. There's very little redstone, as you can see here. And it's quite simple to put together. But there we've got the different stuff. And we have the overflow, which is the cobblestone. So as you can tell, most people like to use the Allay sorter for things that don't stack, like these potions, for example. But they can also be used for things that do stack, like these arrows. So some of the reasons people use Allays, Allay sorters like this, is they put it at the end of a regular sorter. So anything that comes through that is not stackable, the Allays will pick up. And then everything else will be through their normal sorter, which would be, I guess, over here somewhere. And some people like to use Allay sorters for things like farms, because a lot of farms throw out a lot of non-stackable items. So Allays can be great for that as well. Let's take a look at what we're going to need. 14 cobblestone, 12 wool, 1 block of ice, 26 blocks of glass, 14 chests, 8 hoppers, 2 signs, 2 water buckets, or 1 that you can refill, 1 lever, 1 comparator, 4 repeaters, 12 redstone, 2 note blocks, 16 cobblestone slabs, or any slabs you want to use really, and 1 dropper. You're also going to need a piston, 2 rails, and a minecart to help you get the Allays into their spots. And on that topic, you're also going to need 6 Allays. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to be building it right here, right next to my little town. It's going to be 4 blocks wide, 13 blocks long, and 5 blocks high. Okay, and you're probably going to want even 1 or 2 extra on the side in order to load in the Allays, which we will be talking about a little later. So to begin with, let's say this is number 4. So 1, 2, 3, and that's where you want to put a block. So you're going to want 12 blocks in a row. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Now for the next part, you're going to leave at least 5 blocks on the right, and then you want to start placing your chests. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to do 6 today, but you can make it as long as you want. And you're going to put one more chest here, and this is where you're going to put a hopper right into this chest here, and you're going to want to put a hopper on top of each of these chests, just like that. Okay, so when you look from this side, that's what it should look like. Now you want to grab your glass and just put it just like this. And you can put a temporary block there, glass there, or you can just make it square with glass if that's what you prefer as well. Okay, and then you want to run this glass all the way down to the end, just like that. And then another temporary block, another glass block, another temporary block, and a glass block, and of course, you guessed it, right up to the hoppers. And then of course, you can get rid of these temporary blocks right there. So it should be looking like that. Okay, so now that we are this far, you want to take your bucket of water and place it right in here and let it flow as far as it goes. And in this spot, you want to break it, place your ice block here. Then you want to grab your sign, just put a sign on the side like that. And you want to put a sign right there as well. And then your second bucket of water right there. So as things drop in here, they will flow. And they will continue through the ice, slide in, and keep going. Now this one at the back is just your overflow if anything does not get picked up, which is actually pretty rare, but if it doesn't, it will go into the overflow chest and you can pick it up here. If you wanted to create a much longer sorting system than I'm showing you here, you just have to continue with this. So, put your water in, let it flow, put in a block of ice, a sign, or you can even put a button if you're Bedrock, and you can continue with the water and let it flow until it does the same thing here, put in another block of ice, etc., etc., okay? And you can just keep this going on. Always leave at least one block here so that it doesn't get caught up going into the overflow. Now for your next step, you're going to put 3 more glass blocks just like that. Then you're going to put a temporary block, a temporary block, a temporary block, and then in that spot right there, you're going to put an upside down dropper. And once the dropper is there, you can get rid of all these temporary blocks just like that. All right, and now you want to place a solid block in the front and on the side, just like that. And then you're probably going to want a temporary block just to make this a little easier because you're getting into your slabs now. And you just want to place a slab right there. Okay, so that can go. And then you want a total of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 5. Let's get rid of our mistake here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it should end at the second hopper, just as a double check. And then you want to grab your slabs again and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want to put your last one right there. Okay, so when you're up top, it should basically look like this. Now, let's start with our redstone because we need to put a redstone clock here in order to control our dropper. Okay, so you want to put your comparator right there, then a redstone repeater, and put it on all the way down, 4 ticks. Same with the next one. Then you want to put a solid block, and you want to grab your redstone, put some redstone there, and then you want another repeater going the other way, also on 4 ticks, and another on 4 ticks, and then redstone, redstone, just like that. All right, and just before we test it now, make sure you put this on negative so it will shoot out. Let's put in a bucket, and you should see it going here. And it should have shot it out, and in theory, should have landed all the way at the back here. And there it is. Okay, so it's working perfectly. Now, if you absolutely want to be sure that it does not shoot out this corner side, just put one more glass block there, and that'll block that off so that anything dropped in can't just shoot out the side. Now, the next step is actually getting the Allays into the hoppers. All right, so this is where the extra space this way comes in handy because you're going to need the space. You're just going to need 3 really, so it's not a huge deal. And you're going to want to block off both sides of the hopper so that it cannot escape once it gets that far. All right. Now you want to place 2 rails down just like that. And you want to put the minecart right there. You might want to put another block just right there so that you don't push the cart into the hopper prematurely. And now the next step is to get your Allay over here. So you want to grab an Allay and give him a brick. And hopefully he will come out. There he goes. Okay. And he should follow you out to where you need to go. Here he comes. Come on out. Hello, where are you? There you are. Okay. Okay, so you want him just to come over a little bit, and then you're going to drop the blocks. Where is he? Where'd he go? Okay, so let's drop one over here. Let's get him over here. All right. You want him to come over there, throw one down there. And what you want him to do is get into the cart. I just want to push that over again. Okay. Come on over. Okay, and then throw it just past. Okay, and then pass this way. You just want it enough so he might fall into the minecart. So you first want to get him over here. There he is. Does he see it? Let's get him over here. There he sees them. There you go. Do you see that one? Good. Okay, now drop it just down there. Oh, so close. It is a little tricky to get him in there. Okay, come on over and then throw one just down there. Of course, now he's on that side, so he's not going to go in. Okay. Come on, man. Don't give me problems here. There you go. And that's basically how you do it. Yes, it might take a few shots to get him to fall into the minecart like that. But if you build this up here and stand this and toss, he will eventually, as you see there, go into the minecart. So now that we have him here, we can break some of these other blocks and we want to push him forward and we want to make sure it's all the way in, okay? And break those, place a block in front, and then we want a slab on the upper half of the block behind, just like that. And another block like that. And then we just have to come down here and we want to grab the piston and place it downwards, just like that. Okay, so it looks like that. And then we need to break the minecart. Again, you can't hurt the Allay, so just aim at the corner there, break the minecart, he'll be fine. Notice he's right in the middle now. So now you want to grab a lever, you want to put it right here, slap it down like that, and there you go. So now we have the Allay trapped right in there, and that can go, and that can go. And we can clean up all this. All right, just like that. And these guys. And then you just have to do this basically over and over again until you get each Allay in each hopper. And I'm not going to bore you with the process. I will do it on my own time, and when I have them all in, we will continue. But one thing I do want to say is the Allays are so nice and up front here. So if you want to change what they're carrying, you can just grab it from them and then give them the new item, so that now he's got the bucket, just like that. So anytime you want to switch out what they are sorting, it's super easy to do. Once we get all the Allays in, we'll put our second chest here, so these all become double chests and they can sort out a lot more. The next thing you want to do, once you clear out all the extra blocks, is make sure there's one slab here, right there. And then you want to place a note block. And then you want to place 2 wool and another note block. And then you could place 2 more wool just to cover up the rest. Now, if you had a much longer sorter, you would continue in this pattern. Note block, 2 wool, note block, 2 wool, note block, etc. Now the reason we use wool is so that the notes do not affect each other. It will completely mess up your farm if you do not use wool, so make sure you use wool here. Now for redstone, you want to just bring it over like this and down, and then just keep going like this. So every new block You just bring it across and then down on the left of it. Do not put redstone on top or it will mute the box and it won't work. So just to make sure everything is working okay, let's just put a whole bunch of blocks in here and it'll start activating, and you should see notes coming out of each block. If you don't see notes, then you don't have your redstone proper and it's not going to work because it's the notes that are activating the allays. Okay, so you want to make sure that when it's activated, you see notes coming out of every block. Let's create where you are going to put in your items. So you want to put a hopper going into the dropper. And over here, you want to place a chest. And you can make it a double chest, but personally, I find a single chest is enough for the input. But you can make it a double chest if you so desire. You can put a lever right there. And this is how you can turn off your clock so that nothing happens. Okay? Okay, then of course we can come down here. Okay, so now if you want to make these single chests into double chests, you're going to have to just break them and place them like this. So not a big deal. Boom, boom. All the way along. And then this is the overflow chest, of course. So hopefully there won't be much in here at all, and a single chest I think is fine for that. So now we can test it because your farm is done, or your sorter is done. So just throw anything that you want to sort in here. And some of them are multiples, and some of them are singles that cannot stack. And it should all be sorted properly. And there you can see things coming out. And again, the timer is a 3-second timer because if things come too quickly, the Allays cannot pick it up. And that is why we have that timer there. Now, one other thing that you probably want to do, just so that they don't connect to you at all, is just put a bunch of wool around the Allays. And then they won't connect to you and you won't get some kind of a glitch going on. Now, if you are going to put the wool in front like this, you may want to put a sign on each one letting you know, or even the bottom of the chest, wherever you want, just letting you know what item it is. Because now you can't see the Allay holding the item anymore. All right, so let's give it a test now and see if everything will sort properly. Just putting one of everything in here. And I think I put some arrows as well. Some things that stack, some things that don't. The stone should go all the way through to the end. And there we go. I think it's just, how many are left? Oh, it's still fair. Because remember, it's got to be every 3 seconds or the Allays will not pick things up. So here are the results of our test. Got the buckets, tridents, the saddles, the arrows, the redstone, and the potions. And what do we have in our overflow? So we have one arrow that should have been sorted. We don't have either the totem or rotting flesh in any of these, so they should have ended up there. So Other things that you can do, if you know all your items should be sorted and they are ending up in here once in a while, you can loop this water around so it pops back in here and gives the Allays another chance to sort it. And it'll loop and loop and loop until they're all sorted correctly. So you can do that as well. So as you can see, it does work fairly well. Um, Most people will use the Allay sorter for things that do not stack. So in this case, I've used both kinds because they can do both kinds, but they are best known for taking things that do not stack. So you could, like I said, put this on the end of a normal sorter or a mob farm or something like that that gives you all kinds of stuff that is not stackable. But otherwise, it's a great little sorter, pretty easy to put together, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.